This call is now being recorded. Okay, what I'm saying is that in Unit 3, in sociological theory, there are three main perspectives. There is functionalism, conflict, and interactionism. And as you have already known this person in your mobile screen, who's known as August Comte, Harry Martin, Herbert Spencer, Karl Marx, Immanuel Durkheim, Max Weber. So these are all the leads of sociologies. And यहाँ पर आप देख रहे होगा जो पिक्चर है एक optional those are the names which you already know their name and already have studied. But all these people have different view and different explanation. And this is just like we were talking about that film actor in terms of his causes of suicide. Every listener, every people try to provide their perspective, try to provide their view of different causes. Same thing in sociology also. Different sociologists, writer have a different perspective, and these three perspective is divided into three divisions. Number one is functionalism, number two is conflict, number three is interactionist perspective. There are three main theoretical view in sociology. इस सेमेस्टर में सेकंड सेमेस्टर में you are discussing about theory, about sociological theory, and this sociological theory, the writer are divided, subscribing mainly into three group, team group: functionalism, conflict theory, and interactionism. So let us first come to functionalism, who are functionalist theory, and what is their view. Functionalism theory are those writers like Durkheim, like Talcott Person, R.K. Martin, who view that society is connected and related to each other. Just like if you see in human organs, our body is connected to each part of our body in terms of bones. If you get hurt in your foot, and you can sense through your hand. If you get hurt uh, in your knee, you can sense through your mind. If you are hungry, you can sense through your mind. So all our body is connected to each other. Same thing as body is connected to each other. Here in functionalism, the number one theoretical group in Unit 3, here the writers like Durkheim, Person, R.K. Martin believes that society are connected to each other. How society function, how society progress is because just like our body is related, is because every person, institution, economic, religious, whether in terms of any norms, values, religion, every part of the society. Therefore, the structure is connected to each other. Therefore, society function to maintain for the maintenance of the society. If a world war happened, because the world war create to maintain the establishing social order. So what functionalism main view is that they view that society to be connected to each other, just like our body. Therefore, whatever happen in this society, it's about maintenance of the people. And number two theoretical perspective is conflict theory. Here in conflict theory, in number two group, here most of the sociologists and writers subscribe and follow the ideas of Marx, where Karl Marx believed that any the societal change and any social change happen in our social environment and human society is due to the inequality that exists from the millennium. This inequality might be due to the economic, it can be due to the power, it might be wealth, status. So always and poor. Therefore, juicy capitalist, industrialist, business. So, history of society, there are owner and operator. There are two groups we can say state into the but in conflict theory they believe is that society is equal but it includes society there are many other are Colin C. Wright Mills. Those are the few writers which subscribe to these conflict theories. And the last is interactionist perspective. Interactionist perspectives, here the writer are mainly George Herbert Mead, Harold Garfinkel, Erwin Goffman, which here in this group the focus is mainly on the individual and the interaction with the other people. Here mainly they try to understand how humans started to capture the psychological and the understanding about the interpretation of the world. Here, the focus is mainly through the symbolic meaning, the language, the structural analysis, and the interaction in the interaction analysis. How humans started to structuralize their way of behavior and their way of meaning and way of connecting. Example: if I saw you a cross, you'll remember that this is a symbol of Christianity. And if I gave you a namaskar, it's part of a symbol of greeting. So how this gesture and how this symbol people started to make meaning, symbolic meaning and interaction through this human interaction into the micro aspect of environment. That is the focus of theoretical perspective in interactions. So if we compare the three main perspective in sociology, the three main school, the three main perspective are functionalism, conflict theory, interactionism. In number one, functionalism, you'll see in your screen is that functionalism main focus is on macro level. It is on the larger population, how the parts of the society cooperate each other, how what are the various functions of humans, the various functions of religion, the various functions of arts. So they mainly try to understand how the structure of our human system, the structure of the social system, how human, the process, the culture, the system which is there. They don't try to focus on about the conflict, the protest, the inequality. Here they mainly focus on how society function, how human function in their everyday life with their connection with the institution and with the other social life. And number two, and and number two, conflict theory. In conflict theory, here, as I have said, they mainly follow the Karl Marx, the idea of Karl Marx. Here, they also focus on the larger group, macro level. Here, what they try to focus on the uh, competing interest group where there have been an inequality in terms of rich and poor, or whether where there is a conflict between two groups, where the equilibrium does not exist, like functionalism, where there is unstable, where there is inequality, where there is uh, social stratification. So here, the main focus of this conflict theory is where the two opposing group competing for a particular interest of their own group. It might be in terms of power, it might be in terms of finance, it might be in terms of authority. Here, the main focus of conflict theory is the contradiction and the opposing of two forces which create the societal change. And the last point is interactionist perspective. Interactionist perspective here mainly focus on the micro level, on the small group of people or individual. Here, the main focus here is that here they try to focus on how people make meanings in their everyday life. Uh, Just like if, as I have given you an example that if I have given you a namaskar, you will give me a namaskar. Then how this meaning of greetings have started to become very important, and how wishing me good morning, good afternoon have become a part of the greeting of a culture. So here in Trickster's perspective, try to mainly understand how humans started to react, make meaning, symbolic meaning in such a way. So there are three main perspective view in sociology. Number one is functionalism, where they believe that society is connected to each other. Number two is that conflict theory, where they believe that change happens due to the conflict in group. And number three is that here they believe that due to the change in